All right. So once you're signed in to alphaprep.com and you click on your initials and you go to your dashboard, in the dashboard, you can cruise down to Master Desmos for the SAT and find yourself with the opportunity to go to step-by-step Desmos solutions for every question on the College Board tests. When you pop in here, you'll see that you have all the tests, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You'll notice that if you jump into any test, you have College Board categories. And then in addition to College Board categories, you have Desmos categories. These Desmos categories are categories that we created that we believe are overarching big umbrellas that are connected to how you would use the built-in calculator to approach any of these questions. And the idea is that sometimes you might want to focus on a particular Desmos category that encapsulates multiple College Board categories. You can sort and subsort by College Board category or by Desmos category. College Board categories are the same as the categories on Khan Academy and the same as the categories that are made by the College Board. And like I said, if I sort by Desmos category and I go to using points to write an equation, you'll notice that all of these are using points to write an equation, but you'll notice that in the column to the left of it, you have multiple different types of College Board categories that all fall into the same Desmos category. You've got Desmos links. These are created for you, pre-worked out and completely annotated links, walking you through how to do every single question on every single one of these tests. The idea is that if you're looking at a test, doesn't matter which test, here's test 4, here's module 1, question 1, difficulty level, link to the module, then you have the College Board category, you have a Desmos category. If we don't put a Desmos category there, it means that we don't recommend that you use Desmos to solve it, but as you'll see, the vast majority of all questions have Desmos categories and they have links as well. But you can see some now in the easier module, you'll notice that there are definitely questions that we don't recommend you use the Desmos category for. And you'll see as I go from the easy module to the hard module, that all of a sudden, boom, there's just 1. And then as I roll, 2, only 2 questions in that hard or second module that we wouldn't recommend you use Desmos for. In general, the idea is that if you are walking through any one of these tests, what you could do is you could jump into the module. And when you're in the module, you have the same breakdown as you would if you were taking the test on the Blue Book app. So test, this is this particular question. So check it out. If I click back on alphaprep.com, this is Blue Book test 3. This is module 1. If you're in the Blue Book app and you went to test 3, you would see that module 1 would look just like this. And the idea is that what we like to do is we like to take the entire window and then side by side, put the questions and the AlphaPrep website, allowing you to look at the answers and explanations to every question and look at every question simultaneously. So it allows you to just scroll. You can look at a question and say, for me, this is easy. I know if it has a slope of 1/9, that is not negative 1/9 where the slope should be. And if it passed through 0, 14, I know the y-intercept is 14. So I know the answer is D. So maybe you don't have any desire to use Desmos, but if you do, you can click on the link. And the idea is side by side looking at them allows you to say, I know how to solve this, but what are the people at AlphaPrep telling me I should do? What's the hack? And so the way that you look at it is you can click here and you can see that step-by-step instruction built in within the constructs of our website. You can see that you've got a breakdown. When you're given a single equation, you can plug the equation in and just watch Desmos. And if you look at this, you ready? Here's this orange graph right here. When I click on it, you'll see, and watch, I'll make it disappear and appear. You'll see that if I click next to it, I get a grayed out at the x-intercept. That means x equals 40. And if I know x equals 40, then no problem. I can just do 8 divided by 40 and get my answer of 0.2. Sometimes when you put in the entire equation, you don't get a grayed out at the intercept, no big deal. You can say y equals the left side. That's the red equation. And then y equals the right side. That's the blue equation. And you can click on the grayed out where they cross each other. Also with a value of 40 for x, making both y's the exact same. And so obviously y didn't exist before, so we care about the x value in that particular situation. But regardless, the idea is pretty straightforward. You want to be able to jump in and out of all of these, solutions for the purpose of being able to navigate any test and feeling great about it as you go. You might see something like this that says is equivalent to, and you might know exactly what to do. You might know how to multiply, exponential forms here and know that if they have the same base, those are the ones you can multiply, but you might not. You might know that q to the 4th times q to the 5th is q to the 9th, and you might be able to find the answer just based on that. But what if for some reason you don't? What if you look at it and you're not sure? The fact that you can click here and you can say, this is a pretty straightforward thing. It says, if the question says is equivalent to, you can always put in the original. And then when you put in the original, what happens is you're going to pick values for M, Q, and Z. It doesn't matter what those values are necessarily, but it's going to do the work for you. And if these were X's and Y's instead of M's, Q's, and Z's, well, then you'd have a graph. But because you don't have X's and Y's, it just does the actual math for you. Now, the idea is that if this is what the original equals, what you can do is you can go through all the answer choices and you can plug them in. And as you plug them in, you can see which one matches the top. Now you can see answer choice B here is actually the exact same value as the given. If I change the values for M and Q, it still stays the same. Answer choice B will stay the same. It's pretty cool. And you'll see that C and D don't match. B is the only one that's that exact value. And that exact value is the value that was given from the original. Now, in this case, if I wanted to see more is equivalent to questions, why couldn't I just pop back here, go like this, go boom, sort. I'll go like this and I'll do in alphabetical order. I'll go to equivalent in this column. All right, there's equations, equivalent. So in this case, these are all equivalent. Now, if I sort it, the cool thing is I can click on any one of these modules. I can immediately open up all the questions that are just like it, regardless of the College Board category. And if I want to jump to a different test, I can do that. And it's also sorted and waiting for me. So this is very cool. There's equivalent down here. So it sorts it the same way, depending on the size. So it's right here. It's very, very cool. And hopefully it makes a lot of sense to you. We did do something neat. We got ahead of the College Board and Khan Academy. So I'm going to go ahead and unsort this for a second. We put in test 5 and 6. We did everything, but notice something interesting. If you go to link to the module, you'll see that it says available on Blue Book, because you can go to Blue Book and you can actually, get into the test itself. The reason that that's important is because right now, if you take any one of those tests and you run a score report, well, then you have a copy of all the questions. So you could put your score report over here and you could watch it side by side, or you could open up the Blue Book app, jump right into the math modules and be able to see everything. We did everything, but Khan Academy has yet to release links to these modules the same way they did for all the other tests. But we're on top of things. Test 6, check it out. Ready? You'll love to see this. This is module 1 right here. See module 1? Look at the Desmos links. Links for every single question. Second module, this is the easier second module right here. Links for every single question, even if we didn't have a Desmos category. The harder second module, links to every single question. So we've done it and it's waiting for you. Just a little slightly different because you wouldn't click on that particular module link. But name of the game is simple, simple, simple. You can scroll. I'm in test 3 here. You can get to any question you want. And when you do, you can decide, oh, I want to see how they did it on Desmos. And it's great. So the idea is, boom, number 10, cool. I go like this, module 1, number 10. There's a Desmos link. There's an advanced Desmos link. The idea, and I'll just click on both just so you can see it. So embedded here, I have 0, 2 and 834. Remember, you can make everything go away. So you can say, oh, is it answer choice A? If it was, that line would go through both of those points. Is it answer choice B? Nope. Is it answer choice C? Looks like it. Is it answer choice D? Nope. So the answer is C here. Pretty straightforward and very cool that you can use the calculator in this way. If you wanted to see the advanced link right here, usually it's a kind of a next level approach. So the next level approach in this case is that you can put a function in, any one of the functions. So say I change this to answer choice A, and you can see these are interactive, so you can just jump right in and use them. So if I do this, you'll notice that when X is 0, Y is 42, and when X is 8, Y is 58, but when X is 0, Y needs to be 2. When X is 8, Y needs to be 34. So it's not answer choice A. But as I change this, notice how these change too. That's pretty cool. So the idea is that I can do that over and over again, and this is still not the answer. You'll also notice that down here, whether I do f of 0 and f of 8, if I've defined a function, these are going to give me the same values that these gave me. So what's cool about that is that I can just stroll on through and check each answer until I get what I need. So in this case, when X is 0, Y is 2, and X is 8, Y is 34, I have my answer, it's C. And just as a little bonus here for jumping in and having some fun with me today, let me go ahead and give you a next level extra bonus just because it's cool. You can go 0, 2, then you can go 8, 34. This is like beyond next level way to do it. If I go like this, and I see the 2 points just to see them, I can make a y subscript 1 to access these 2 elements here. Then I can put a tilde in instead of the equal sign. Since I don't know what's before the x, I'll make it an A, an x subscript 1. And I'll say plus, and because I don't know what this is, I'll make it a B. And sure enough, it'll graph the line that goes through those 2 points and tell me what A and B are. A is 4, B is 2. Giddy up, the answer is C. That's just a little fun for you. We have so much to show you. Hope you enjoyed this. Let's go. Just trying to make it as easy as humanly possible. Giddy up. Hope this finds you all well.